Ooh, this is funky. I like it. I just came back. I had to start our dishwasher because I forgot about it. That's how exciting my life is. Welcome, Pink Love. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Well, everyone, how the hell are you? Sorry I missed last night. My, children called. As per usual. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. Well, guess what? It's league start time. And so that's where I turn into a troll and try to play video games as much as I possibly can for the next, oh, weekish. At least. This league, it might be a lot longer than that. This is gonna be a banger of a league, man. It looks so good. I keep thinking I break the addiction to Path of Exile, but man, they just keep reeling me back in. Chasing that dragon, sometimes literally. My goodness. Well, folks, I am just freaking lost in Path of Buildings. Oh, I guess I should turn the light on. Whoops. See, I told you I turned into a troll. Be right back. There we go. Alright, much better. Hey, you can see me. Hi. Hello. Oh, the light directly above me is burnt out. That's weird. Aren't LED bulbs supposed to last like 50 trillion years or something? I've only lived in this house 5. I feel very ripped off. Stupid light company. And their planned obsolescence. Alright. So... man, as per usual, I feel like my life is slam-packed with everything. I've actually kickstarted my business on Tuesday. So the agreement with my wife is that, like, because the last time we did this, it was just, like, overwhelming. We had way too much business. But now, I have 5 other people working with me who can take the load. And the agreement was, since I've already put all the effort in to, like, starting the business and all the corporate stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to do anything. Not going to put in any money, not going to put in any time, and just sort of, like, use my spare time at work to do the, you know, troubleshoot stuff, and that's about it. But I did have to train everybody how to actually inject Botox, and that was not hard, but it does take an evening, so we did that, and man, we are off to the races. It is awesome. Okay, so, that aside, this is probably going to be a real boring stream for those of you who don't know anything about Path of Exile. If you think medicine's complex, you haven't played this game before. So things that I'm thinking about here. This is let me show you my. Is this something that I want to save? Yeah. Yes. Hi. Oh, you're good. I'm just streaming. No big deal. Asleep. Yeah, or well, your mom's in there. Dishwasher's running. Housekeeping. Literally. Yeah, the in-laws just landed, so they're putting my son to sleep. Daughter's already asleep. So I get a little bit of a break and can actually stream tonight, believe it or not. Oh yeah, this was me messing around earlier. So I think this was, as I recall, me being in the middle of a charge stacking Wild Strike Trickster. So I will save this. 3.25, charge stack, Wild Strike. Not Inquisitor, sorry, Trickster. Okay, I want you to see the stuff that I've been playing with so far. So, Lightning Tendrils of Ignite, Elementalist, which I think would actually be pretty good, so have a look at this. So this is, you know, pretty achievable gear, I think. So this one uses lightning tendrils of eccentricity, which if you do not know... Oh, you know what? Here's the path to building. There we go. That looks way better. So, lightning tendrils of eccentricity does an automatic crit with a, you know, huge more multiplier, 500% more damage, with its ailments, and then you use this item to get perfect agony, which we'll talk about in a second, and Marilyn's fallacy, which gives you 225 global crit multi, which this crit or perfect agony basically turns crit multi into damage over time multi. So that's pretty cool. So basically, between these two items, you have all of your damage multiplier, damage over time multiplier taken care of. And this admittedly is a pretty good scepter. You probably could afford to tone that down on League Start. Probably won't be able to afford that. But all of these things are pretty unremarkable. I think this Replica Ember Wake might be a little expensive, but certainly is not necessary for the build. So, like, without that, you know, you sacrifice 30% of your damage, but that's still, 1,000,000 DPS is still not too bad for basic content. Yeah, so this one is cool, but I know lightning tendrils is bait. It always is. So this crits every 6 pulses, unlike normal lightning tendrils, which is every 3. So you have to stand still for a second and like what 1.38 seconds at baseline. So you need some cast speed to make this work. So you gotta channel it for 1.38 seconds, which I don't like. That's not good for your life at all. And Elementalist is just like super squishy, even with a bunch of help. Like, let's see, even if I say, give you a little bit more realistic idea of what the max hit will be, like 6,000 Fizz max hit is atrocious. We would probably have to rework this a little bit. I don't know how you would do that, because really all you have left is the boots. Because the Eye of Malice is really important for chunking down resistances. Did I? Let's see. I didn't anoint this, so that actually makes a big difference. So we would anoint this with Whispers of Doom for an extra curse. That's not really League Start friendly, but we'll put it in there anyway. Oh, did I? Wait. Oh, I actually have Whispers of Doom. Never mind. Maybe that's why I didn't do that. Well, that's an interesting choice. I guess I would probably... Was I going for block on this? Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. And I've got Eldritch Battery, so maybe I would add Tempest Shield to this for some extra spell block. And light, or shock immunity. That'd be cool. Can I do that? No. Oops. Delete Tempest Shield. Oh, I already had Tempest Shield. Look at me. I'm so fancy. It's like I know how to make a build. Kind of. Yeah, so that's not a bad build. That's a workable build for sure. I would need to optimize it quite a lot, but that's okay. Like, Life from Tree, 127, that ain't gonna cut it. Only 104 points, though. So that'd be good for a Cluster Jewel. Coming down here for more life. What else could you do with that? Realistically, I probably have like 10 to 12 more points to play with, so like, you know, level 93 is probably the farthest I would get. Could I get anything useful down there? No, not really. So I'd probably have to come in here to this life wheel. Or I could come down here. That might not be a bad idea either. Ah, eyelash is attacking me. Stupid eyelash. Okay. So that's not terrible. Then I could go... I guess I could come all the way down here for some block. Would that work? 119? Yeah, I probably wouldn't get there, honestly. Or come down this way and get the life here, that, and that. 95 is achievable. Block attack damage, defenses from equipped shield. So that gives me a fair bit of extra armor. I'd probably do that one. Okay. Then I could get this too if I really push this character. The extra endurance charge. Maybe that'd be the go. So I'll just do that to remind myself that that's what the plan was. Huh. Okay, well that's not so bad. I wish... Man, I wish this could get more armor. Because this is kind of crappy for this build. Just a bunch of evasion rating for nothing. This is nice. The fizz to fire here. Sort of makes me wonder if I should go here and take this fire max res. It seems like this is a little loud. There we go. Oh, what's that? Some other build I was tinkering with, no doubt. Alright, so that was the first thing that I was looking at. That seemed like sort of the, you know, easy option. So I was thinking about Lightning Claw, or sorry, Lightning Strike with a Scion. I don't know, so I was gonna do Juggernaut, which is this. Oh, you can't see that shit. There you go. The screen is a little, like, off-center from... Or what you're seeing on stream is a little off-center from what I'm seeing, so I have to sort of be cognizant of that. If you can see what the hell I'm talking about, then just let me know. But yeah, so Juggernaut for the accuracy, damage per endurance charge isn't gonna hurt. And then Deadeye over here. So increased mark effect, frenzy charge while you're moving, extra proj and tailwind. That's pretty awesome for Lightning Strike. But I'm not super familiar with how to make a good Lightning Strike, or I mean, accuracy stack build. So it seems like this is a pretty awesome option, actually. So this would need Dying Sun. That's kind of a no-brainer. I don't know how expensive Transcendent Spirits are. So this is, like, accuracy stacking is probably a pretty bad idea for League Start. Generally, these are pretty expensive sorts of builds. So Voice of the Storm to me is kind of amazing. I think this is probably a really underrated amulet. Having lucky lightning damage is a huge, huge, huge damage boost. But the build really revolves around these. So that's why you stack accuracy, but... So gloves can have accuracy on them. Is there not a belt with accuracy? I feel like there's a unique belt with accuracy on it. List of unique belts. Okay, so I'm just a lying piece of shit, basically. Or we can look here. Belts. Okay, no accuracy on belts. I guess I completely made that up. Well, this is why making builds is hard for me. Alright, so let's put gloves in there that have accuracy. So what, this is gonna be, I guess, mostly an evasion character, so... Gloves, evasion. Grip gloves, projectile attack damage, beautiful. Suffix, accuracy rating, shitload of that. And then also, probably some attack speed. So 24,000 accuracy, that doesn't really seem like all that much. Yeah, but not bad though. 782,000. I mean, could be worse. Could be worse for a league start. I don't know. I think Replica Last Resort's pretty cheap, right? But it's all this stuff in the middle that's the problem. The thing I like about Scion is you can, you know, cut out all of this, like, travel nonsense that these accuracy stacking builds usually do. So you don't have to, like, take all these points around here to get all of these jewel sockets. So the trick here is to use Transcendent Spirit for the 125 accuracy rating per 10 decks on unallocated passives, and then use Brutal Restraint to make all of these things have dexterity on them. And so you have these two Transcendent Spirits, which are, you know, gaining you a ton of accuracy because of the Brutal Restraint. So if I wanted to get more pro about it, I should, because I would not include all of these nodes that are, like, outside of this little bubble area here. But I just kind of threw one in there. Good gosh darn, holy shit, 29 months. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to see you, dude. How's your week going? See, the thing that sucks about this build is I don't have any claw nodes. And claw nodes are, like, crazy strong. So I don't know if I'm doing this wrong or what. The answer is probably yes. Probably I'm doing it wrong. See, and I chose to go Precise Technique because I just don't want to spec into all the crit stuff. That's a lot. You got a new job again. Hey! Woo! Hopefully this one lasts more than a week. That'd be good. Well, that's good. Man, job surfing sucks. That is one thing that I think I mentioned this last time. I wouldn't say I don't appreciate it, but I sort, like, forget is an issue for most people. Like, I have to do something egregiously wrong to lose my job. I mean, like, it is real tough to lose your job as a doctor, but you know, that's just kind of like daily life for me, and I forget that's a struggle for probably most people, honestly. Job stability is a huge perk of medicine. Let's see, why would I not take this? This is an awesome node for this build. Huh, okay. Does that save me anything? Can I stop? Oh, well, you know. I can have 4 life instead of 10 dexterity. That's nice, I guess. I could. Lots of people haven't gotten a single job in 6 months? Really? That's so surprising to me. Is that like, does that have to do with sort of the Twitter-led tech sector crunch? Like, where they just sort of showed everybody that, hey, it's okay to fire a third of your staff, and you'll be fine. Because it sure as hell seems like that's what happened. Yeah. Bummer. Also, tax changes? Oh, interesting. Did not know that. Learn something every day. Oh, good. I was confirming with one of my friends. And they're able to go to dinner. We don't get out much, so that's a big deal. We take advantage of in-law help whenever we can. Well, I'm glad you found a new job. Is it looking good? I mean, hopefully it's something you're excited about. Let's see. Storm Rider boots. Can't get accuracy on boots, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, well, I don't think this looks too bad. I'd love to get some blind on here, though. But this is all, like, crit-related stuff, so I don't know that that's useful. Do I want to do this? Blind duration? If I wanted to cut that jewel slot out, I could save 4 points by just going here. Or save 3 points, I guess. Do I want to do that? I mean, maybe I do for League Start. That's sort of a 3-point jewel. Used to be able to depreciate the full tech salary? Oh, really? That's interesting. If your company's making money at all, you didn't, now you do. Okay, now you have to pay money. Okay. That's tricky. Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of tech companies aren't really in it for the long game, right? That's why they offer people so many, like, ridiculous stock options. They're like, well, instead of paying you money, we'll just give you these, you know, like, this equity in the company, essentially. And if the company takes off and sells, great. You know, that's awesome for people, but if it doesn't, then you just, like, out that money. Oh, hedge fund is? Can you pick up multiple gigs? Is that, like, a thing where... Because I know for a long time, like, a lot of tech jobs were, like, not work intensive enough to lock you into that, so you could have, like, a side gig that you would do during the day, given that you work remotely all the time. Is that still the case? Hedge funds are grueling? Okay, I gotcha. That's an industry-specific thing. Loud and clear. Let's see, accuracy with bows. That doesn't do me any good. More accuracy at close range, accuracy against uniques. I mean, I guess I could take that, right? How much damage does that add for me? 50,000? And then... Three accuracy per dex? Oh, that's cool. Okay. Awesome possum. Well, that's moving on up. If you wanted to work yourself to death, you could. You're young, you can handle it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, in a sense, like, so I always say that I wouldn't, like, in this climate, I wouldn't go into medicine. But I feel like I probably would have been the type to hit it, like, crazy hard if I was in, like, you know, investment banking or something like that. I would have just gone balls to the wall for a while and then burn out hardcore. and had to back off. So, I don't know, maybe it's for the best. Let's see, can I change? So I have claws, so Nightblade is an option. Oh, but I'm not crit, that's right. Okay. Crit doesn't do anything for me. Multi-shot does. Attack speed does too. What would I cut for that, though? You go work for a hedge fund as an analyst to make millions? Well, I would like to make millions. That sounds like a pretty good plan. It sounds like a really good plan, actually. Dude was making 1.4 mil when he was 26. Jesus Christ. That's so much money for somebody in their mid-20s. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure more than that. Way more than that. Damn. Count me jealous. So I hear, like, part of the, like, argument against, like, physicians doing something else and being successful in it is like, well, it's investment banking is like grueling hours. It's terrible. You have to work all the time. Like, yeah, dude, you have to do that in medicine too. Like, residency is 70+ hour weeks. Lots of overnight work. Med school, same way. Just have to, like, study your life away. How's that any different? Oh, I'm comfy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But I would certainly like to more than double my salary if I could. I wouldn't complain about that. The guy who died doing investment banking, I did not. No. But I don't doubt that. I know there's a lot of people who just absolutely, like, crush themselves. That sucks. Do I want that? Oh no, Bank of America banker? Oh man, you had a family? Usually, like, that's definitely not conducive to having a family at all. 35. Blood clot? He's working more than 100 hours a week. Holy shit. He had a coronary thrombus, so he had a heart attack, basically. Jesus. I mean, how much cocaine did he do, though? That's the question. Like, even massively stressed out, overworked 35-year-olds don't just randomly have heart attacks. That doesn't really happen. Reuters has no evidence that long hours of work contributed to Lucanus' death, yeah. Expected to work 120 hours for a few weeks. Blah. So they advised UMB on a $2 billion deal for smaller rival Heartland Financial. Ugh. There's just no suggestion that UMB was aware of how much Lucanus was working at Bank of America. Like, of course, I mean, they're in banking. Of course they know how much he's working. It's stupid. Lucanus said he had too little time to spend with his family. Yeah. Yeah. Sleep in the office? Damn. No thanks. There's nothing that's worth that. I mean, I would definitely not double my hours for double my pay. Probably not even for triple my pay. There's no way. Like, there's a point where, you know, time is just better than money. And I'm, you know, money talks. If somebody was like, hey man, are you gonna work 100-hour weeks for $20 million this year, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Yes. Absolutely gonna do that. But, you know, a realistic salary that I would make, not a chance. But yeah, I mean, I could have totally done that in my 20s. I mean, I did do that. You know, I was working. There were plenty of times where I worked 90-hour weeks in residency. Just, you know, this is it's a different kind of work. Like residency is freaking brutal, and with anesthesia, you've got to be on, like 100% on, all the time. And you know, I'm sure investment banking is very stressful as well, but you're not like literally holding people's lives in your hand. But yeah, like, I think I could have ground that out for, like, my 20s, and then, you know, transitioned into something a little more relaxed. 1.4 mil at 26, man. Holy crap. As long as you don't get sued or kill someone, yes. And both of those things happen to most people at some point in their careers. Unfortunately. I don't think I've killed anyone that I know of. I haven't been sued. Knock on wood. But yeah, you know, so anesthesia used to be, like, far and away the most commonly sued specialty, and then we invented the checkbox. So there's, like, all these care standards that have to be met for anesthesia, and we just, like, list them. Say, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And, like, literally within months of doing that, they, like, became kind of middle of the pack, lower middle. Kelly, what's up, man? Thanks for following. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're off on a tangent right now, but right now I'm just kind of glancing through a lightning strike build, accuracy stacking lightning strike. My day was great. How was yours? Yes, I know plenty of doctors who have, if not directly killed people, definitely hastened their demise. Unduly. You love my stream vibes? Well, thanks. It's a small stream, for sure. Got a few dedicated regulars, such as Good Gosh Darn here, who has very generously supported me over the, for what, 3 years I've been doing this? Doesn't seem like that long, but 3 years. The last year and a half's been a little sparse, to say the least. Okay. How am I generating endurance charges? Oh yeah, I'm for the Juggernaut. Juggernaut. There you go. Okay, so I get charges there, and I get frenzy charges. I get frenzy charges from Deadeye? Yeah, frenzy charge every 3 seconds while moving. So do I want to get that frenzy charge? Will that do anything for me? So I do, in fact, use frenzy charges. 50,000 damage. So that's 5% damage? That's not so bad. How much will that do? That is also 50,000, but it gives me another projectile, which is a big deal. So where do I take those points from is the question. I need this. I need that because my life's pretty low. Don't need the life. Man, where would that come from? Yeah, need the reservation, efficiency. Maybe I take that away? I don't know. Accuracy's pretty good. I guess take the max all res away to get that, to get the multi-proj. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's see how that goes. what can I do with this? To strike range. But this is getting like level 98. I'm never gonna be level 98. I think 95 is the highest I could realistically go. Justice Department released a statement about the arrests of the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel? Oh. Is this my favorite game? Yeah, it's Path of Exile. If you've never played it, you should check it out, for sure. It is absurdly complex, which is actually kind of something that I like about it. And when I say kind of like it about it, that's like my jam. This is a third-party program. It's called Path of Building, and you basically cannot make a character without this. It's a community. It's like an open source community supported thing. Yeah, you pretty much cannot play the game without this, which is totally nuts, but great at the same time. Here's your free copy. The joke is it's a free-to-play game. Functionally, it's not really, because you kind of have to buy some stash tabs to, like, organize your stuff. So it really, like, if you want to play it functionally, it costs you about 40 bucks for the stash tabs, but still pretty darn cheap for a game that has, like, loads of new content every quarter. I like this build. 1.4 million damage, huh? Some pretty junky items, really. Just plain-ass Storm Rider boots. Grip gloves. Voice of the Storm is by far the most expensive thing here. Don't even have that on. Yeah, it's just a matter of these being useful. Well, I might have to revisit that. So this is all the other stuff I've been messing with. So that's what I opened up on. So this is a great example of how ridiculous this game is. Okay, so this weapon, Winds of Fate, is just like this weird gadget item that they put in. So tons of increased physical damage, critical strike multiplier, so more damage with crits, and then it converts your damage to a random element, and chaos. But your maximum critical strike chance is 50%. So, what do? We use a skill that says every third successive strike is a critical strike. And we use a support gem that makes this attack hit 3 times. So multi-strike makes it hit a total of 3 times, and the third hit does 44% more damage, so it has a, like, 1.44 multiplier, basically. How's it going? It's good, Lauren. What's up? How are you? I see you on Kick. Yeah, so that happens. And then you use the same tech as that other build that relies on automatic crits to use Maralene's Fallacy and Perfect Agony, these gloves that give you Perfect Agony. And I choose to use those because Perfect Agony is here. And none of these things really, like, none of that has to do with Ignite. So Ignite stuff is all kind of up here. So using the gloves saves you from having to path this way, which is fantastic. I may have to put a couple points over here to get Eldritch Battery, but that's probably worth it. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll call that good. But yeah, this is an Ignite build where you just use this ridiculous freaking staff and attack stuff with a skill that's definitely not meant to ignite things. How's the stream going? Stream is going pretty well, I think. Just kind of hanging out, talking Path of Exile, talking investment banking, you know, Sinaloa cartels. It's all good. Dude, how long will the cartel actually go away, though? That's the crazy part about, like, the drug industry, is that, like, in a lot of ways, busting, like, cutting off the head of the snake just, like, allows more snakes in, so it, like, increases violence, because everybody who was previously under control, is now fighting for dominance in this market. So maybe that's a good thing? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, Winds of Fate. So let's see, what are my skills here? A lot of these are just like ideas that I have like shat out of my head in my rare free time at work, so they're very scattered, I guess. This is an elementalist, yeah? Okay. So this would be Flame Surge. Let's consolidate this a little bit. Surge. Arcanist Brand. So Marlene's Fallacy with, of course, whoops. Whispers of Doom. You like accountability? I mean, I don't disagree. I think we can all probably come to an agreement that cartel leaders are probably pretty bad people. so that's probably an alright thing to have happen. Let's see. Okay, that needs to go away. Wait, did I fuck that up? I did anoint that, right? Allocates Whispers of Doom. So I was looking for elemental weakness. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, cool. So that made a big difference. Oh, you know what? I think isn't there that jewel that does, oh, what is that called? There's a jewel that adds fizz damage as elemental. Oops. Eternal Damnation, is that it? Oh no, that's the amulet. Jesus, what am I thinking of? Apex mode. Empress Cunning. No, not Forbidden Flame. It's not Grand Spectrum, though those are pretty good. Balance of Terror, that's what I'm after. Which one was it? Balance of Terror. Nope, shit. Items. No, not Ball Lightning. Get out of here. Let's see. So we want Melee Weakness. Fizz is damage of random element. Hell yeah. Yes, indeed. So you just go there for time being. Have I ever thought about sharing my ideas on Discord? Oh boy. No, I haven't. Yeah. So I need to improve my hit chance, I guess. I already have precision. How do I do that? I guess accuracy on my helmet. Have to have accuracy there. So I can't get resolute technique to have my hits always, or can't be evaded. Because then I can't deal crits, and this relies on Marlene's Fallacy for crit damage. Okay. So Hatred is huge because of the ridiculous fizz damage bonus on this. So Hatred's a huge damage multiplier. Since it adds all your fizz damage is cold. Build Purity, Determination. Okay. So I wish I could invest into some block. But I don't have any points. Of course I don't. But I'm right by this tree. Power charge when I block. Power charge doesn't really do anything for me. Let's see. Wait, what does Perfect Agony do? Dot multi for ailments is equal to crit multi. Okay. And non-crits don't deal damage and don't inflict ailments. Cool. Roger that. Oh, this is weird. So I've got a bunch of, like, floating points sitting around. Wonder why that is. Must have just misclicked. So that's a... Yeah, this is level 96, so that's a realistic tree. And I don't know why I did that. So I can save a point here? Can I? Yeah, I can save a point here. Oops. Get the all res and max fire res there. So, corrupted blood can't be inflicted on me, so that's good, that's good. So I don't know that I want to come this way. I think what I actually want to do is get out of that entirely and come down here. Then stun threshold. Is that right? Is that cool? Yeah, see, that increases my damage a lot. How casual is infused for me? So right now, not very, unfortunately. In the future, though, I think it will be very casual, because kind of the whole point is to make it be a passive source of income. That's basically run by hand-picked nurses. And I think we're gonna be able to do that pretty easily, honestly. Like, it's sort of nuts the amount of support that we've gotten. There are so many people who have come to us and been like, hey, we want to do this. We want to have a party. We want to do all this stuff. I'm like, great. and having more people involved makes networking really easy. So we're, I wouldn't say we're overflowing with business, but there are multiple people who want to have, like, group events, with, like, 10 plus people. So it's going to be really busy. Internet glitched? It's all good. I'm still here. Talking about my IV and Botox business, actually, at the moment. Yeah, so the lawyer that I used to set it up, who's actually the lawyer for my group as well, he was like, you're sitting on a gold mine. Just do this right, make it blow up, and sell it. He's like, sell the business, and you will be very happy. And that's probably what's gonna happen. Yes, that is my plan to fix the ceiling. I'm taking advantage of what abilities I have, because it's one of the few ways up that I have. Because I don't really want to do anything administrative. It just sounds terrible, honestly. So yeah, I'd rather do this. And this is gonna be passive too, pretty much. I mean, I might have to, like, order stuff, just because I'm the physician, but my partners will probably be involved in that as well. So, you know, it should run itself pretty well after a little while. Staff block. Huh. So let's see, I don't really have many defense layers. Just armor, that's it, really. Do I need the partners? Yes, I do. Lauren, what did you want to ask me? Yeah, I need the partners for lots of reasons. So for being boots on the ground is one. A lot of stuff can only be done by a physician or like a pharmacist or dentist or something. Like a lot of the purchasing account creation and management has to be done by like a licensed medical practitioner. And so like nurses and even like nurse practitioners can't do it. And I just don't I don't have time for it. I did it the first time around, and it was a crushing amount of work to do it solo. So I've got 2 partners to, you know, take care of that stuff, so I don't have to. But yeah, basically more hands on deck is good. And then we've got the nurses involved. And they're the ones that are going to be like running to appointments because it's a mobile service. So they'll be the ones running around taking care of people. Let's see, do I have the configuration right on this? Yeah. Are they covered in ash? Ah, so good. Do I use power charges? Why would I check that? Doesn't really make a difference though, does it? No. Oh, you know what I should have is this. Oh no, but I can't because your critical strike ailments never count as being from critical strikes, so that shuts down perfect agony. Got it. That's why I don't have that. Sell to the giga rich people around it. Yeah, no, that's exactly the plan. Exactly the plan. And it works out very well. And there's a bunch of like in downtown currently, there's a whole bunch of like apartment buildings going up. So currently there's 1 light and 2 light. They have plans to go up to 6 light. And they're the light is because it's called the Power and Light District. So yeah, they're gonna have like 4 more giant like luxury apartment buildings in downtown within the next, 10 years or whatever. And I think construction on at least 2 of them is like nearly complete. Might be talking out of my ass, but yeah. So that's in the works, and it's going to be great. It's gonna be great. And those are the people we're after. Like young, have money, fit. Like they can blow cash on stupid nonsense, but they're still going out and partying. Not locked down with families. And then also the like upper income women who want all of the like middle, mid 30s, like low 30s, mid 40s women who want all the Botox and cosmetic stuff. This is a volume business. We're an express business because, like, most of the time when you go to a med spa, it's like this, like, real jerk-off session where, everybody gives you, like, a warm towel and they sit you down and they hard sell you all this stuff. So we're just like, hey, we're going to come to your house and do your Botox and then we're going to freaking leave. It's like the best one-night stand ever, right? They show up and do the deed and then they're gone. No questions asked. Anything you could do for psychedelics? Well, I mean, we could do ketamine infusions. We sort of talked about that. Is that what you mean? But I don't think we're gonna do that because it's a controlled drug and there's a whole bunch of like, random, like lots of regulations around it is what I'm saying. And I don't want to mess with that. And if you don't properly monitor the patient, there's a lot of like liability and stuff too involved. And it would be a great moneymaker, but I don't want to deal with the hassle. I want to do stuff that there's like no chance in hell that I will ever do anything with. And the ketamine thing, you got to worry about if people are sedated. You're giving them like little teeny tiny doses of ketamine, so like realistically you're not going to do anything to them. But if somebody else, like somebody pops you know, a bunch of like Percocets and some Xanax or something, and then you go give them ketamine, you sedate the shit out of them and cause a problem. So none of the stuff that we're doing has a problem with that. Want any advice on website or tech side? I will probably consult you for that, for sure. Because we just have like a Wix website, which is fine for our purposes, but, you know, if this becomes a sizable business, then that's just trash. That's not going to be good. Imagining you're in your 30s, 40s, want to party and not feel like shit. But yeah, you might not wake up feeling brand new, but we can come over and make you feel brand new after you wake up. There are a lot of people who like to kind of like preload on the IV before they go out, but most of that stuff doesn't last until the morning. You know, like really the only thing that might would be the steroid that we give you, dexamethasone. Which might see you through to the morning, but wouldn't count on it. Does that give me a boost? No. My Fizzmax hit is 8,000. That is not ideal. Not ideal at all. So I need accuracy on a helmet. Rich people would pay to hang out on their property. Oh yeah, do like concierge medicine? Yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. Yeah, not opposed to that. We're digging deep, and I think the people that like we're grouped with are all, they're huge go-getters. They've already gone out and like distributed a whole bunch of flyers and stuff. Like, so I'd planned on just getting like a small sample of business cards and like our menus, but the way the pricing on Vistaprint worked, it was like less than twice as expensive to get 1,000 menus as it was to get 100. So I was like, I guess I'm ordering 1,000 menus and we're just gonna like distribute them everywhere. And business cards were the same way. I was gonna get like 250, and 1,000 business cards was like 30% more expensive or something. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting 1,000 cards. So we have like tons of literature to just like scatter all over the place, and they've already been doing that. So great way to network and get us some awesome parties. It is. It totally is. I actually got into a few parties last time with sort of like the famous local shock jock DJ, who I actually used to listen to when I was in high school. He's still got a show. And yeah, like his producer called me and wanted Botox, and so I got hooked up with her. She's really cool, actually. She was super cool. But yeah, you get in with some people who you know, don't really want you talking about them being at your, or about you being at their house. So I foresee good things, especially with multiple people that run it. I hope it goes well. You know, I'm realistic, and I think the first year we're probably gonna crash and burn financially, but that's okay. Like, the problem with this business is it's got a slow wind up, basically, because like your repeat business doesn't come back to you for like 3 or 4 months. Once you got them, man, you got them. We had people who would call us literally every weekend for IVs. Like, this girl I worked with, she's a CRNA, and she'd go out, she would call us every single weekend, pretty much. And there were lots of people who did that. But the Botox thing is where you get it going, because you get a bunch of recurring Botox people. Those are super easy to do. And you're in, out, make money, screw it. Have any FTEs? Like, no, we don't. It's not, it's not actually going to take that much effort to do. Yeah, full-time employees, yeah. So, even if we're, like, super busy, the nice part about this business is that everything is really fast. And like that's why I say it's a volume business. So if you can have a party with, you know, 15 people, and you've got like 3 folks there, like one person's drawing up drugs, one person's getting like consents and medical histories and stuff, and the other person's like administering the procedure. Like, you can get through that in an hour, you know? Like, you can knock that out really, really fast. And then, like, as soon as somebody, you know, finishes their task, they can go help the procedure, because that's probably the longest part of it. But no, all I want to do is PoE. No, I like talking about this. I think it's really cool. I'm into it. It's a fun thing to do, and I hope it makes a lot of money. I think it will. I think it will eventually. We were kind of getting there the first time around, but it was not coming along nearly as fast because there just weren't as many people. There just weren't as many people to like spread the word and leverage connections. And it's kind of interesting that like we have access to so many different communities now. So like all of us are in the business are like sort of the same in that we're like, you know, privileged, highly educated white people, but also different. And what I mean is, so one of the docs is like a third career guy. He was a PT, a drug rep, and now he's an anesthesiologist. So he's a little older. He's like 55 or something. And so he has a totally different group of friends and connections and stuff. He's into administrative side of things, so he kind of has a little bit more business savvy and, you know, just brings his experience to bear and has a different group of friends. The other doc is a Mormon, so he's got a really, like, tight-knit community around him. You know, lots of young people that, like, all see each other constantly. One woman has, like, she's lived in the area for a really long time. I think she's in her, like, mid-50s, so she's also got a totally different group of friends. There's a younger nurse who I think is, like, late 30s. Also has lived in the area, and she has a lot of experience as an esthetician, so has connections from that she's, like, kept up with, because she still does, you know, various procedures just because she likes it, like facials and all that sort of stuff. So she has all of those clients still on the hook. And then the other guy's a CRNA. So we got a whole bunch of, like, different perspectives, and he's young. He's, like, late 20s, I think. So, like, everybody has their own unique circle, and they're all drawing on it, on their connections, which is crazy cool. It makes such a big difference. What if we had a station where we do intoxication fixes? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get a brick and mortar at some point. It's just very expensive, and it's tough to, you know, we have no way of knowing, like, what our business volume is going to look like. So, you know, if you sign a year lease and just shit falls flat, we're just pissing money away, right? So once we get a bit of a customer base that'll come to us, like, obviously them coming to us is way easier logistically. So we can actually have, like, opening hours. Share all their medical data, so they don't need to do a history. Well, you basically have to have them sign stuff no matter what. So I mean, we could do that all electronically, theoretically. But it's, you know, you've got to, like, talk through all those things anyway. Like, if you go to court and they say, nobody talked to me about my medical history, even though it's all there and documented, it's a bad look at best. So, you know, realistically, we'll never, ever, ever get sued. There's nothing to be sued for. Most of the medicines that we give are actually, like, treatments for, like, you know, allergic reactions. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. But unfortunately, in all things medical, you just have to cover your ass constantly. So I actually kind of like this build. I feel like I could play with this a fair bit. I think realistically I would have to get staff block, though, to make this viable. Which is okay. I can do that. Increased armor. What would I give up? So 171 life. I guess I could get out of this. Kind of want that accuracy node, though. These are both very good accuracy nodes. And all the life around them is pretty useful as well. I guess I could cut this. The idea here was to put it's a random element if you've cast LE weakness in the past 10 seconds. Okay, cool. So that applies. The goal here was to put energized armor. Do I have that? To make that energy shield count as here, so this will be balance of terror. This will be energized armor. Yeah, so that all turns into armor. 200% of their value. So what is that? So that's 42 armor, 20 armor, and 18 armor. So I guess I could just like save myself a jewel slot. Take that away. I don't know, that's pretty nice. 30% reduced damage from crits is pretty good, and I could get another 20 from this. Cover 5% of energy shield. Oh yeah, I don't really care about that because I'm Eldritch Battery. Why did that give me more damage? Oh, 30% increased damage. Okay, fair enough. Well, now I have 55% chance to block. Not a lot of spell block, though. I guess that's okay. So I could do as I say. I think armor's gonna be really shitty this league. Like with the changes to determination, making it not as powerful. And this character in particular is not really going to be able to stack armor effectively. Because, you know, there's no bonuses from the Ascendancy, and then I'm wearing Cloak of Flame. Which I guess I could change, but that's... Yeah, 40% Fizz Fire is way better than getting some extra armor, I think. Okay, so that is something I can work with. Man, what am I gonna play? I have no idea what I'm gonna play. These are the ones that look really fun to me. All the Leap Slam stuff, like using Leap Slam as an attack. Oh man. This has like Maroi Urki as the attack. This actually looks like a pretty decent all-around build. It's very slow, so I might have to take Unwavering Stance. Can't evade enemy attacks is fine, because I don't really do that anyway. So I have 10 points here because I would get a Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame for one of these. Like that or that. Well, probably not that, because those would be expensive, but probably this one. That's generally a trash node for most people, but it's a shit ton of my damage. It's over half my damage against bosses. So I need that. I also, excuse me, also need this. I think that one will probably be more popular than that, would be my guess, but... Yeah, I mean, I think I could turn this into a very good build, a solid build for sure. 3 million DPS is not bad. And there are ways that you can make this Muroyurki, like, even better. There's an enchant that causes, and I have 20% more damage here because of this node right here. I'll basically be stunning everything all the time. So, yeah. Ignites from stunning melee hits do 20% more damage. I'll stun pretty much everything I hit because my hit damage is so high. As you can see, overall. So yeah, this has good life regen. Need to solve the mana reservation though. I'm not sure how to do that. I guess I'd probably have to anoint Charisma. I have that anointed though. Interesting. So the other thing that I'd consider doing is using a Replica Stampede. It has Socket travel skills deal 80% more damage, so it's like almost a 6 link for travel skills. Because most like pure damage gems do like 34 to 39% more damage. So like if you do 1.3 times 1.3, it's 1.69 times the damage, right? So that's, it might be better in some cases. And I can get an extra anoint out of that as well. What would I use? You know what? I don't know what the retaliation gems do. Let me look that up. So I was thinking, what do I use my other slots for? Because I'd have 2 6 links. Can't be evaded, less damage. This is ridiculous. Crushing Fist is insanity. And I've been, like, speaking of ignites, I've been trying to figure out a way to use this. So you have to use something that blocks. Which unfortunately means if you want a two-hander, you need a staff. And we were just looking at that staff build, but the fact that you have to crit with this sort of makes it non-functional. So Eviscerate's pretty cool. And the fact that this is a slam means you can use Fist of War with it, which is super awesome. Also Ruthless, which may be less awesome, but still pretty good. Would Eviscerate be decent for that? As a retaliation. So it can't be evaded. Usable when you block a hit. I don't know, I mean, that'd be worth trying. Vengeful Cry. That's pretty cool. Sword Storm, Hail of Blades, it rains down in front of you whenever something hits you. So this might be the go. Instead of like trying to force fit this to work in an Ignite build, which I don't know how to do. In a two-handed Ignite build, that is. Requires a sword or axe and shield. Oh, it requires a sword or axe and a shield? Okay. Interesting. Well, so much for that. Let's see. So this doesn't require any weapons. Oh my god. Why? Why Crushing Fist? Why do you tempt me so? I'm like trying desperately to find a way to make that work with that other staff, but I don't like the staff that was in the other build. I just don't see how to do it. This is really good. I bet you this is a very underrated gem. I think most people who are gonna use a bleed build are gonna go lacerate of hemorrhage. But puncture of shanking is nice because it's a strike, so you can get it to hit more things. There's also like more ways to scale it, just in general. The funniest mechanics this league? Oh yeah, well I mean I think I explored some of them. The leap slam ignite is kind of awesome. So they totally revamped melee skills. Like, they just like changed the damage structure of them completely. Like most of them are faster, and they only scale your weapon damage. They used to add like a bunch of flat damage, and now they just have these like massive percentages to damage bonuses. So like this has 660% of your base weapon damage as attack damage. So like if you can get a huge weapon like Moroi Urki, like this, the whole shtick for this one is it attacks super slowly, but hits really hard, which is great for ignites because all you need to do is hit one time and then shit sets on fire, and burns. So like it's amazing for that and for bleeds. But you can't block with a mace. You can block with staff. But hey Matt, what's up, dude? But yeah, there's so much that they're reintroducing in this this league that the, like mechanics from past leagues seems like so hard to explore everything. But yeah, the melee change is like really the thing, you know? So, and they reworked the Raider. So the Raider doesn't exist anymore. This is called the Warden. And it basically has a lot of the like elemental stuff, and then also some stuff from the God, what was it called? Affliction League. So lots of people are messing with this. You can make like a tri-elemental attack build basically, which is really cool. It's sort of like elementalist for attacks. A lot of people are messing with this, thinking it's gonna be really strong. And they're probably right. Last day of pain, first day of anesthesia on Monday. Okay, cool. Good old fourth year, man. Actually getting to do what you want to do. Imagine that. Imagine that. Man, this build is pretty good. But Leap Slam is so slow. That's what, one Leap Slam every second and a half or something? 1.6 seconds. That's tough. That's real tough. See, that's what I thought about pain. I went into anesthesia thinking that was probably what I was gonna do, and pain procedures are awesome. I really like pain procedures, they're really cool. But the patients are exceptionally difficult, and that sucks. Can you have or quarter the leap slam integral? You can, so like, I would have to get a bunch of attack speed, so like 30% increased attack speed. 0.78, so that'd be, what, like 1.2 seconds or something? So I could, but it'll take some good gear. Like, this is all just very basic gear, it just has life on it. And physical to fire conversion for that last 10% that I couldn't get on the tree. So yeah, you can definitely get some attack speed elsewhere. And should, if you're doing this build. Because that is painfully slow. But the nice thing about this is it's got good recovery for a damage over time build, which is a huge problem. Because you can't generally speaking, you can't leech, and that really cuts out how much life you can gain back. Because usually they're all just like one big hit, or they're small hits that do a lot of damage over time. So even if you can leech, your leech is insignificant. Started seeing patients on your own? That's pretty cool. Been so helpful, you should give him a job. Hopefully I'll have my own fellowship by the time you finish residency. There you go. Not bad, man. Not bad. Dude, I am very tempted to start this build. I've never played a chieftain before. There's no time like the present, right? I don't know. I don't want to do all the war cries though. That part sort of sucks. Riding this high for 4th year? You should, man. It's nice to get all the stuff that you actually like want to do. That's really cool. 4th year was fun. I legitimately enjoyed my 4th year. I liked traveling for interviews too. I don't have a problem interviewing at all. Got to go to places that I'd never otherwise go. You know, meet some cool people. And for me, it wasn't very high stress. Like, I know it's going to be way different for you, because anesthesia is, like, much more competitive these days, but, like, I had no doubt that I was going to get a spot. So, I just had fun. I was always the drunkest person at our interview dinners. Without a doubt. The schedule for anesthesia is hard. Yeah, so anesthesia is, you know, all the jokes are like, you know, you sit down and take a bunch of breaks and do crossword puzzles and shit, like, don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. Which sometimes that's true. If you're sitting in a room with, like, a stable patient and a long procedure, like, you can just, like, freaking fall asleep and nothing bad's gonna happen. But, like, my job, I just, most of the time, I show up and just go. I mean, I'll see, like, so here's a good example. So my daughter had ear tubes back in May. So I obviously wanted to be there for that, and I was working that day. So I saw, so she was second, I think, but the guy who does the peds ENT is just ludicrously fast, and his ear tubes are 2 minutes. And he starts a little early most of the time. So she went back at, I don't know, 7:30-ish, something like that. And by the time she had gotten to the recovery room, I had seen 9 patients and done a nerve block. So and, like, so our surgery center's on, like, the opposite side of the hospital from the main operating room, so I'd been walking back and forth. It's like a 3-minute walk. So I'd been hustling back and forth. And that's just the pace, dude. 6 to 4 with nightly reading. Woo! That's intense, man. Private practice is very different. Yeah, the 2 guys that came over from, like, one of the big academic hospitals, they had a bit of an adjustment period where they were like their call is way worse because they do, like, complex cases that take forever with trainees, you know, so that sucks. But they're usually only assigned, like, 2 rooms, but, like, stuff takes forever, so you're in the hospital for, you know, you're working 55-hour weeks, but you're not really getting a lot done. Whereas we show up, bust our asses, like, we run lean, and we work probably, like, 35-hour weeks because the hospital's, like, really not getting the volume that they should. So a lot of times, like, multiple people can go home early. Anyway, like, you bust your balls and you go home. Like, very rarely do you end up sitting around and doing nothing for any longer than, like, 5 to 10 minutes ever. Academic anesthesiologists take 30 minutes to wake a patient up. They do. They do indeed. That'll get you some very dissatisfied stares in private practice, man. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. This is a terrible notable. Bleeding enemies cannot inflict bleeding on you. Ignited enemies cannot ignite you. Great. Dude, fuck, I like this build. Why do I like this build so much? Damn it. It's so stupid. It's supposed to be a meme, but it might be what I play. After seeing surgery from an anesthesia group, you didn't know how spoiled you were where you did your rotation? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, academic anesthesia is a different beast. Much slower. Much slower. Alright. Man, and this is very affordable, too. I think Moreau Yerke is going to be pretty expensive, honestly. But I can use any two-hander. Until I get to it. The crazy thing about this is it's physical damage, so you can convert a whole bunch of stuff. I guess I can't really effectively use LE weakness, that eternal, or the balance of terror, because of that node. So when I'm stationary, it just sets their resistance to -20. So like minus resistances doesn't do anything. Alright, so there's that. The one that I'm really trying to get, this is what I opened with. Let's try to make this work here. Okay, so this is going to be a charge stacking character. What's this? No. So, if I want to go fully balls deep in this, which I probably should. I got that charge. I'll have to anoint that. Oh shit, what's it called? Instability. Instability. There we go. Anoint instability. Yes, please. What else do I need here? Relikesh. But Relikesh is not a League start viable item. So this is ridiculous. This item, so you count as having your maximum number of charges, like, and you get the benefits of all of them as well. It's not just like the game says, oh, you've got the maximum number of charges. It's like you also get the benefits from those charges. So that is like, I mean, it's best in slot for most people. It's like totally build altering. What is it? Malachi's loop? That will probably be expensive, but that's okay. So this is the trick here is Graven's Secret changes your power charges to absorption charges. So Malachi's loop makes you lose power charges when you get your maximum power charges, but you don't gain power charges. You gain absorption charges. So you can have all those charges and still have the benefits of the power charges because of these boots. Crazy, crazy, crazy shit. So, Cloak of Defiance, because I need Mind Over Matter. Oh, I need to path up here. Oh, Let's see. Guess I just bite the bullet, huh? Life and energy shield. That's pretty high yield node for me. Unless his damage on full energy shield. Okay. That's 105 points. So I got my rage. Charisma's good. Oh, I've got to remember to take all of these masteries too. So let's see. Can't deal crit strikes. That'd be a good one. Because for each one of these, because of polymath, you get 3% more damage. And in this game, increased is like when it says increased damage, all of the increased goes into a pool, and then it multiplies your damage by that. When it says more damage, that in itself is a multiplier. So, that's what I want. Skills. Wild Strike of Extremes. Yep, that's what I want. And then gloves. I want Abhorrent Interrogation. So these gloves make enemies get withered, but it's like elemental wither. Which is so cool. That's an awesome set of gloves for this build. Resistances will be a challenge. It will be a huge challenge. So I think I want to try to do Anathema. So Anathema sets your curse limit equal to your maximum power charges, which is freaking awesome for this build, because it basically just means you can have as many curses as you want. Helmet. Here, let's, so I want a claw for this, for sure. Maybe we'll just do that. Call it good, right? I want to come down here for attack speed. Or do I just stay up here with crit? Which claw mastery do I want? Probably need instant leech, because see, the thing that makes people not like Wild Strike of Extremes, that it is very costly. You'll note that it costs 28 mana, life, and energy shield. So like once you start multiplying things into that, it's a real problem. So we're gonna solve mana by being Eldritch Battery. And then hopefully solve life with Leech and having claws. Because claws give you a shitload of life on hit. Let's do fire damage, cold damage, and lightning damage. Notice that I'm not putting max rolls on there, because that's ridiculous. That, and we'll put some crit on there. So this is a, I would say, very good claw, but not a ridiculous claw. Something that would be realistically affordable for me. So 800 total elemental DPS is, I don't think that's unreasonable. Hey, Alpha. Thanks for following. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying my random ramblings. Let's see. Monster extremes. Okay. So I'm gonna need some accuracy, right? Well, do I want that, or do I want... Oh yeah, this is against bosses. Never mind. So let's see. Precision. Sort of a must-have. Vitality. Arrogance. They take that out of my life. Okay. What else do I want? Probably Wrath. I guess. So Assassin's Mark, for sure. What does Ambush do? Removes the buff to exert that attack. Huh? Wow. That's freaking good. 5-second cooldown. So this is like a intro kind of attack, huh? Dude, why did I've never heard of this gym. Never heard of this skill, ever. So you kind of like cast this before you dive in? Blinds the enemy for a secondary duration, so they're blind for 3 seconds, which is great. It makes the next attack have a crap ton of crit multi. Okay. So does it, like, it automatically adds that into the path building? Well, that's a little misleading, I suppose. So we'll turn that off, but leave it in the build, because that's super duper cool. Wrath. And Grace. 19% you say. Wait, isn't the new Flesh and Stone, like, freaking awesome? It's just, like, less damage taken. Yeah, 19% less damage. That is ridiculous. Okay. Flesh and Stone it is. So I need a little more mana reservation. Shenanigans. Let's see, so I can get that. Wait, does everything have... Oh, it doesn't have evasion on it. Boo. So that breaks the ability to have evasion rating on, or I mean the, suppress spell damage from the mastery. Bummer. Max mana, energy shield. Okay. What helmet do I want? Wait a second. I haven't used this helmet for a long time. Devouring Diadem. Eldritch Battery. Oh, baby. That's really good for this build. Maybe there are better options, but that saves me those points. Also gives me additional regeneration. That's gonna be really expensive on League Start, though. The skill tree gives you vertigo. Good, good, good. Let's see. Is there a reason that I cannot use Nightblade? I don't think so, right? So I use all of those things. Rage 30, right? Or 37. Do I have 37 rage? Oops. I am leeching energy shield. What of these things applies? Do I have Onslaught? I don't think I have a source of Onslaught, right? This is an all-unique build. I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, I don't think I can do this because I won't be able to get resistances. That's a bummer. Huh. This fucking skill tree! It's the skill tree! Huh. Yeah, how am I going to get resistances on this? Am I gonna use jewels for it? That would be really fucked up. This is terrible use of jewel slots. But I guess if you gotta, you gotta. Let's see. I'm interested in going all the way with this concept, at least. We'll say this is an amethyst ring. And we'll get some elemental resistance. And some fire resistance. And some cold resistance. And we'll just crank these very high up. Take it out to dinner first. Dude, the skill tree is the one that does the fucking. There is no question about that. I am its bitch. I want to come up here. Oh, my crit chance is already 93 though, so I don't really need to do that. Let's see, how many masteries do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That seems weak sauce. So we'll get an evasion mastery. Evasion from body armor? Oh yeah, that's really useful. And then this would be what? What do I want from this? Both equipped rings have an explicit evasion modifier? Nah. I guess just 30% evasion. That's fine. You gotta take it out first. No expert on the subject. I mean, not necessarily. It's probably good manners, though. Wrath, Grace, Flesh, and Stone. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. This is a great wheel to have here. The reduced cost of skills is a big deal for this build. If I take that away, then it's like 15% higher, right? It's actually less of a difference than I thought it would be. Interesting. Alright, how is it even possible for me to get the resists I need? So I kind of half-ass spell suppression. So I would make that lucky. Bump it up to 82 instead of the 3%. I guess I've got 4 jewel slots, right? Yeah. So I could probably get resist that way, actually. Huh. Well, that's fascinating. I've never kissed my wife, and Vegeta goes, "You have 2 children." What does that have to do with kissing? That's awesome. That's in Dragon Ball Z? What the hell? It seems pretty naughty for Dragon Ball Z. Jesus. Huh. Unreserved life. Man, this is gonna be really low life total too. Ugh. I don't like it. Don't like it. 59% increased rage effect. That's pretty cool, especially for Berserker, Jesus. Later episodes are not on TV in the US. Ah, yeah, that's fair. We're a bunch of prudes, man, and it shows. Okay, so don't I have Anathema on? Or is it limited as maximum power charges? Okay, so what I want is, so that's mark on hit. I don't have to fuck with that. And then we have enfeeble. Punishment. Temporal chains. And Arcanist Brand. Yeah. Wrath, Grace, Flesh, and Stone. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's put some gems on here. Increased crit damage. Yes, please. Is there a reason I couldn't do Nightblade? I don't think so, right? I just have to say that I'm elusive. Sure am. Sure am elusive. Actually, let's take those off and make sure that... Yeah, so Nightblade is good. Ice Bite, huh? Huh. Okay. 15 to 23 per frenzy charge. Alright. Multi-strike. Power charge and crit. And do I want to put inspiration on this? Would that be a smart thing? Not really. Daily damage with attacks. Okay. Anime has more mature themes, I suppose. I don't know a whole lot about anime, to be honest with you. They bought rights to anime without knowing what's in it. That's a mistake. I've seen it. I've seen some of the mistakes. Do smoked all the time. They filtered it to a lollipop. They didn't filter out the lighting or the cigarette smoke. Nice. God, fucking USA, man. We are not the smartest people sometimes. No, I guess I need to make this a boss. Whoops. That's gonna affect my, skill stuff, I guess. Do I have any of that? No. They are probably burning, chilled, and shocked. They are intimidated. Oh, so much more damage. Withered Stags. It will be nice and save 5. It's probably going to be a lot more than that on a boss if I'm attacking 6 times a second. Are they blinded? Probably? What did I have that blinded stuff? Did I have an item that blinded? That blinded by the light? Hmm. Whatever. Let's take it off. Okay, so let's rework this. Okay, Nightblade's still good. Immolate, you say? So do I want Immolate, or do I want chance to freeze? No, let's just go with damage. Let's see what happens. Gok. And LED. Is there anything else that I wanted that was like a utility skill? I'm surprised volatility is not up there. I wonder if this changes anything. Okay, I'm just gonna leave Nightblade on there because I assume that's... Yeah, Immolate's still the best, huh? Okay. Cool. I'm convinced. I'll take it. Icy Wave. Fire hit. Ghost Stories dub. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. Q-list show. Let the voice actors say whatever they want and aired it? Oh, I'll have to watch that for sure. That sounds awesome. It sounds like my jam. Right, that is not as much damage as I thought that would do. I'll be honest. Okay, I would be in Sand Stance for sure, so I take less damage. Enemy on low life? Ooh, punishment. Makes all the difference. Yeah, so I would use these for resists mostly, I guess. So I'd need a total of what? 65, 110, 170 resists? Could I do that in 4 jewels? Probably. Be 40 something a piece. In the early 2000s, they just bought whatever because they had to voice over it. Yeah. Only a few studios. Yeah, I remember that. I kind of remember the, like, Anime Him and stuff, like all the, like, Comedy Central shit that Cartoon Network that they just kind of randomly decided they were going to start having anime. I only leech 550. Oh, that's right. Okay, you fuck off. Energy leech. Ta-da! I have to have that to actually, like, make this true. Okay. Does that make a difference, though? If I'm already leeching energy shield? I guess not. So, melee damage with attacks. It's quite a bit more damage, huh? So this is 34% more. This is 24% more? What? Oh, 14% more while at full energy shield. I see. Yeah, so I guess that doesn't really make that much of a difference, because I probably won't really ever be on full energy shield. Because whenever I attack, I lose 94 of it. Or, no, 188. It's a plus to me and minus to the enemy, so it balances out. It's true. No, this is a really good support gem. It's just, I won't be on full energy shield, so I won't get that 14% more damage bonus. Most likely. And it doesn't affect how much I actually leech, like my leech rate, if you look at it. See? No leech rate difference. Bummer, dude. I gotta fix that somehow. I could probably do that on a jewel as well. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I thought that this build would be... I thought that would do more damage. Gives you a bonus for when you leech more than you need. Actually, it does. Because this node here, your leech is not like normally if you're leeching something, it stops when you reach full, but this ability makes it just like keep going. So you actually do get an ability if if you keep leeching more. All right. I had a Frost Blades Trickster from last league. And I wonder if that would be a good option. I think it was from last league. Frost Blades Trickster. Oh, 338. Yeah, that's not much. That's odd. Yeah, I wonder why that's not doing. That doesn't. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's the wrong one. Charge stack wild strike. So maybe I ought to get away from the charge stack stuff because that really restricts my gear a lot. Run a build in Hades where you have 60% of your back HP but heal with each attack. Yeah, that's the nice thing to do. Like this Leap Slam Chieftain we had here. Like, I regenerate a third of my life just passively. And then... per second, that is. Then... where is it? Where cries exert? Oh, I thought I had... Well, I meant to... I should change this, I think. But there's a mastery here that lets you recover 15% of your life whenever you use a war cry, and I have a bunch of war cries. The more damage you do, the more you heal. Yeah, so he has leech too, I think. I think I have leech here, and I do a shit ton of damage. I'll probably just pick that up then. Call it good. I mean, or not. Why am I not leeching? Oh, because it's physical attack damage. Right. Got it. And he actually doesn't end up doing any physical damage. It's all fire. Got it. Oh yeah, so how much damage do I do when I'm not stationary? Ooh, 1,000,000. Not so great. What else did I want to work on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, leech is sort of like a universal cool thing to do. Vampires are fun. Totally. So, I don't know that I want to do that. I think if I do bleed, I want to use puncture. Do they have the new gym in here yet? I don't know that they do. They didn't last I checked. It was... yeah, still don't have it. Bummer. That makes doing this really difficult. So this looks excellent for the amount of investment in it. I mean, obviously I don't even have most of the gear. But the new puncture gem, which is this one, just allows you to scale stuff so much more easily. Like, because you can scale crit, scale bleeding, attack speed, all of those things are helpful. And it's a strike. So strike skills have extra stuff on the tree that you can go grab, like over here. This wheel in particular is what I'm thinking of. Better for bosses than fodder? Yeah. I mean, and you kind of... Honestly, there's so many just, like, trash mobs in this game that you kind of ignore them. As long as you've got some sort of area clear skill or ability, which this guy does. So the gladiator has this gratuitous violence, which is an amazing name for a skill. Bleeding enemies you kill explode. So, yes, like, this build has a fair amount of physical damage bonus to it, so that actually gets multiplied by your physical damage increases. So that just, like, freaking kills everything. Yeah, otherwise this skill would be intolerable, because it hits one thing. And that is not playable in this game. Yeah, you can't, if I did that, this would have to be the first ascendancy. So you get these things in 4 chunks, basically. You get 2 points 4 times. So this would be the first thing that I chose. Because you just couldn't play the game without that, basically. It would be freaking terrible. A lot of trickle damage. Yeah, it's... That would not be fun. Still strike. So... Yeah, I guess this is the way to go. It's kind of weird to be doing a critical strike lead build. I don't feel good about this. But I think this will be a relatively unpopular skill. I think the Lacerate of Hemorrhage is going to be super popular. Because it's a lot more straightforward. Oh, and I forgot that I got the block on this too. I'm dual wielding. This is a pretty good build. It is a weird build. So the thing that makes it so weird is the fact that historically, like, critical strikes haven't really had anything to do with ailment damage. So that would be like poison, ignite, and bleed specifically. But they've, like, retooled this keystone, the perfect agony thing that we were talking about earlier. So if you crit all the time, you have a huge damage multiplier. Like, having 493% damage over time multiplier is insane. That is so much. Critical strikes do not inherently ignite from Fire Mastery Wheel means? Yes, I can. So, when you have an ailment, why is it good with Precise Technique? Why is it good with Precise Technique? Precise Technique is this? Is this what you... Is that right? I don't know why that would relate to... Crits don't inherently ignite. Well, that I don't know. I don't know why those two things are related, but... So, when you have an elemental damage source, if you critically strike, for fire, you'll ignite something. With cold, you'll chill something. And maybe freeze it if you have a chance to freeze. And with lightning, you will have a potential to shock it. So all of those things have sort of like minimum values that you have to meet. Well, except Ignite. Ignite just does less damage. But Chill and Shock have a minimum threshold. Let's see here. Chill effect. Oh, no, that's just... let's see. In-depth mechanics. There we go. Right, can you see this? Okay, yeah. Precise scales the crit chance. No, so what precise technique does, it just, if your accuracy is more than your life, it does 40% more damage. Oh, I see. Are you talking about the never deal critical strikes part? I assume that's what you mean. So basically, if you do that, it just makes your chance, like if you're concerned about your chance to ignite, it just relies on your chance to ignite. So like things that say 15% chance to ignite, then that's your chance to ignite. Or if you're an elementalist, you just always ignite. Anyway. So this would actually prevent you from igniting anything unless you specifically had ignite chance on skill gems or the tree. Unless you're an elementalist, and then you always ignite. It's good night. See you later, Matt. Have a good one, man. But yeah, I do not know why that specifically would be a good combo. I don't know. Maybe that's for people with bigger brains than me. %. Increased damage with hits against ignited enemies. Okay. So, I guess we're getting places with that. So, if you have chance to ignite, and you're doing a hit-based build, Fubgun took this in its leveling LS Slayer. Huh. That's, you know, I was watching him do that build earlier. I wonder if he's doing a little bit of Path of Building warrioring there. Because you'd have to... So, he was using a Warden, right? Hits that would ignite it said Scorch. Well... So maybe he's just relying on this chance to ignite here. To ignite. So, in that case... Yeah, and only while leveling? That I don't know. Maybe he's... So, Lightning Strike is going to hit a ton, right? So you're pretty likely to... Like, if you're going after a big single target, you're pretty likely to ignite it, just with even with a 10% chance to do so. So if you have a source of fire damage, which you probably would, you know, just get it on a ring or something, then this would just make you do 100% increased damage. And you don't really care about ignites, because you're not an ignite build. It just kind of like happens because you have that damage. Okay, so that makes sense. Now I'm putting all the pieces together. It took me a minute to get there. But yeah, so that's why. Why he would take that out for... like at the end of the game, I don't know. 100%, maybe just as like save points on a fire wheel, because you know, like as you get through the game more, like 100% increased damage isn't really all that much. Like especially if you're gonna have to use 3 or 4 points on it. Like where would he get the fire wheel? Was it this one? I think that's the only fire wheel around, right? Yeah, so way over here. I'm sure he didn't go there. Oh, that's his PoE? Sweet. Let's have a look. Oh, so this is like very early leveling. Alright, where's the 22? So he gets precise technique early, gets this wheel. Oh, okay, so he gets these, like, chance to ignite things. I guess he's saying that that's the best you can do early game. So this, like, this chance to ignite here, and the extra points that that costs are worth it? I don't know. I mean, so I'll just put this out there, like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, because he's a much more successful Path of Exile player than I am, and almost certainly knows more than I do. But this does not seem like an efficient way to get 100% more damage, or increased damage. So that's an extra 5 points. That doesn't really add a whole lot to your build. I mean, it gives you a little attack speed, I guess, but... Huh. Yeah, like, these nodes... So I guess each one of those nodes is effectively like a 20% increased damage node. Which could be worse. You know, that's solid. I can see that. Yeah, fair enough. And they give you some attack speed too. Yeah. Well, I think we figured it out. Yeah, so that'd be pretty good early on. But you can definitely do much better with your points later when you get a bunch of, like, weird-ass gadgetry going on. You know, like where you start getting rage to multiply your damage instead of just 100% increased damage. Because early on, when you have, like, all the increased damage you have is probably there, that's essentially a more multiplier as well. But later on, when you've got more... you know, more sources of increased damage, then it makes less of a difference. Hey, thanks for following, dude. I appreciate it. Hopefully that answered your question in an extremely long, drawn-out, roundabout way. Well, I learned something too, though. That's a nice little trick for, like, an elemental duelist, though. Or I guess it doesn't even have to be elemental, it's just increased damage. So as long as you've got some fire damage and a skill that, you know, hits fairly frequently, that can make a difference. So how much chance to ignite is that? 35? Yeah, so a third of your hits ignite. Makes a difference. Q. What are you thinking of playing, by the way? I don't know if you've seen the rest of the stream, but I am all over the place. I am all over the place. I think right now I'm between the Leap Slam Ignite Chieftain, because that just sounds amazing, and this build here, which can use a fair bit of tweaking. This is a... So these numbers are not to be believed. I think I jury-rigged some nonsense in here. Yeah, I put the... Oh, you guys can't see that. Shoot. Why is the bottom of my thing cut off? That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, I put in the numbers from the new Puncture Gem into Double Strike. So that is a super ghetto way of doing things. But it's close. It's close. I think the new puncture does 70%. Where was that? Where were we looking at that? Announcements. Yeah, it's 70% of base attack speed. But for bleeding, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. And also you know, this doesn't include the 400 and whatever % chance. It's 409 instead of 437. So this is, you know, again, pretty ghetto rigged. But that's a decent guesstimate. So it's going to be well over 1 million. Probably like 1.5-ish, maybe, as it stands. My worry is that these are actually pretty good claws. 241 increased damage is probably pretty unrealistic for first start, for league start. So maybe we gotta dial this back a little bit. Make this like a 400 DPS claw or something. Yeah, that's probably more reasonable. So more like 1 million. That's not bad for damage over time, though. This is level 95, so that's a realistic tree. So let's see. Let's circle the wagons here. So damage, functionally good to go. What could we do? So armor-wise, let's just craft some gear here. Buddy, oops, can't type. Let's just see what this looks like. Really? Armor. Chest. Oh, the word's chest. Of course it is. So we'll go through and edit some stuff onto there. Okay, so I need to wear that. Gloves. I don't know if there's any particular gloves that are super useful for me. I'll have to think about uniques and stuff and figure out if there's anything that fits this build. And presence seems really good. Like, no reservation for blasphemy, vulnerability. So you just get, like, free vulnerability running around all the time, and then a bunch of added fizz damage. Plus some armor. I mean, maybe you could get something better than that, but don't need cluster jewels. Yeah, so that's the problem. Man, maybe I should use Tanuahi in this. I guess I pulled that out for a reason, huh? Yeah, I'm not really buffing my bleed explosions very much. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, but I don't know what to take out, though. Like, maybe I could see if going without this claw wheel is worthwhile. Like, I guess I don't really need a whole lot of attack speed for bleed build. The frenzy charges are good. I think those are... Each one of those is, what? 6.3% damage? Can I... Spell suppression cap? I think I can. I think I can. Let's see. Suppress spell damage. Okay, we'll leave it there. Yeah, you know what? It's league start. We're gonna be very, very cautious with the things that I've put on here. Just leave it as average rolls. Okay. So that puts me at 82%. That's pretty good to start the league off. I think that's reasonable. How much does this do for me? That actually does a lot. Wow, that's... What? 11.6% of my damage? For 4 points? That's mostly that, though. So it's really... This is one of the, like, weird phenomena in the game. Where taking this dagger wheel, if you're using a claw, is actually worthwhile. It's like, for instance, those 4 points. Well, I stand corrected. I was going to say these 4 points are not as important, but they are. They're very important. So what's it look like if I have perfect agony? So it's still 20% of my bleed damage. That's crazy. Wonder why that's the case. Oops, that is not perfect agony. That's perfect agony. So I actually do more DPS without, like, getting rid of my hits, huh? Huh. That's odd. I need to fix my mana, too. That's a bummer. How do we do that? That reduces cost, but not reservation. What skills do I have here? Maybe I punt on determination. That's a lot of reservation for not much result. I probably should put in Flesh and Stone, because that's real good. Okay, so I have 51 mana now. Would I take this out? The block and attack speed? What's this? Wow, that's a huge damage boost. It's attack damage, though. Not bleed damage. You know what? I wonder if I did this with bleed in mind. Volatility. I don't like deadly ailments because it prevents you from leeching effectively. So this is a strike, so Ruthless will work. And Cruelty. Yeah, so if you configure it to be only Ruthless, damage goes up a lot. Okay, cool. Yep. Good, good, good. So, no crits. Man, this character is rock solid, dude. Effective hit pool is 41,000. Bizmax hit is 4,000. What? How is that the case? Huh. Why would that be true? Maybe I put on a lightning coil? I think they nerfed lightning coil though, right? Maybe not. Will that help my case? Not really. So hopefully I won't be getting hit very often, but looks like my... Yeah, Fizz is going to be a problem. Let's see. Do you have Adrenaline? That's awesome. Do you have Onslaught? Yes, I do. Cool. Thanks, Tanuahi. You are awesome. Those are probably going to be really expensive. I don't know, though. Maybe not. Lothos is going to be expensive for sure. That might not be a realistic league start kind of thing. Huh. So I've got rings to fix. Oh yeah, I forgot I've got some mods on these to mess with too. So 2 suffixes there, 2 suffixes there. And then rings. That should be very doable. Okay, so pretty good claws, not incredible. 46 life per hit. I might have to do Gemini claws so I can gain mana back. Crafting a Fizz Claw doesn't sound like a lot of fun. That'd be something I'd just buy. Thank you, Trade League. Thank you so much. Oh, here, I need more accuracy, so... Problem solved. 1 point, we got it. I wonder, maybe I should do a Cluster Jewel build, huh? We'd still need crit, but maybe I could avoid coming all the way up here and like do sword. Still need perfect agony though, so I gotta come up here at some point. But I guess I could just like leave this all off. Oh, that's right. I don't need them. Yeah, mana won't be a problem. Recovering mana won't be a problem, let's say. I've got 20% or 30% of... No, I don't, because I don't have that other Claw Mastery. Ooh. I wonder if it's worth to lose 7% of my bleeding damage to get 20% more instant leech. Yeah, probably not. So we've got some sword. Like, if I go puncture, I would want it to be a crit build. Is perfect agony worth it, though? I mean, that's a giant difference in my damage over time. It's almost like I'd be better off, like, not even doing bleeds, really. Which is very weird. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. Bleeding inflict. Oh, I wonder if the enemy's... Yeah, the enemy's moving. Huh. What was it with this? 1.2 mil? I mean, 500,000 damage over time is not awful for a pretty base geared league starter. So this is begging for frenzy charges. I guess if I want to use that effectively... This is such a good helmet for this build. I mean, holy shit. Gain a frenzy charge on crit. You know, bleeding deals damage faster. And damage over time multiplier for frenzy charge. Insane. Like, the plan for this, long term, would be to get Masterful Form, and stack frenzy charges for extra crazy ass damage. So I wonder if doing cluster jewels and like sticking around here is a better option. Just cranking my crit chance and doing like fizz damage through this. Let's see. Cluster. Alright, Gladiator. Let's do it. Oops. That's just physical attack damage, so we'll take the attack speed. I like all these nodes here. I think these are good nodes to have. Even though this is just melee physical damage. The extra strike range is a huge thing. Do I want to come back through there? Yeah, I think those are pretty good nodes. I'm not gonna need elusive because I think I'll go swords on this one, so I can just like go here. Well, do I even want to do that? 60% increased damage while wielding 2 different weapon types. So, can you have a claw and a dagger? I don't think so, right? It's like sword and axe and mace and stuff. Why do I have to look that up? I don't play melee characters ever. Let's make sure that I'm not being completely stupid. Let's see. Attack speed of simultaneously attacking skills will average the attack speeds of both weapons. Okay, fair enough. Cleave of Rage attacks simultaneously. Interesting. Two wands. Not possible to dual wield a wand and a melee weapon. Wand and a melee weapon simultaneously. Wands disabled. Okay, cool. Got it. They don't have to be of the same type to receive dual wielding bonuses. Okay. So I guess the problem here would be that swords have a trash crit rate. Man, this is a hard one. So I feel like the reason to get a high crit chance is so you can go for perfect agony. Like, why would you do it otherwise? Like, there's nothing that makes 30% crit strike multiplier bleeding enemies. There's nothing really that makes like crits do more bleeding damage, right? Like, that's the closest it comes. It's just like regular crit multi. Reduced bleed duration. That's such a good wheel. Man. 50% bleed duration? That's nuts. And these two nodes are great. This one is terrible. It's better for characters that inflict bleed, but ignited enemies cannot ignite you. Okay, it's an awful notable. So this kind of makes me want to have this Overwhelm. So would I do Slayer? No, probably not, because Jagged Technique, I think. A lot of people, it sounds like, are bagging on Jagged Technique. I think this is really good until you get your bleeds up and running. And really, maybe even forever. That's basically just, what, 70% more damage? Is that what moving things that are bleeding take? Let's see. Additional damage equal to twice the base for a total of 3 times the base damage. Okay, so 200%, 210% more. Or increased. 70 per second, that's where I got it. That's normal, and then multiply by 3. Well, that is a bit of a conundrum, isn't it? Alright, well, I'll at least follow through on what I was planning on doing. Let's see. Like, this whole wheel is really good, too. Yeah, so, like, you don't need, like I was saying, you don't really need this Jagged Technique if you're doing the crit thing, because you have a 50% chance to aggravate your bleed anyway. If you're maxing out your crit chance. Do I want to dual wield? Yeah, probably. Because all the shield stuff's over here for the most part. Well, maybe I could head this way, though. We can do this, which is instant. Melee strike range with swords. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. Do another strike range increase. Cooldown for stances. Meh. Do I want to go past there? I don't know that I do. So I'll take that, take this again. This is such a great wheel. Blind is a really underrated mechanic, I think, now. Like, you can stack blind effect and make it really, really hard for stuff to hit you. Actually, one thing that I kind of wanted to do is make an unhittable character. So you have, like, Enfeeble, Blind, stack a bunch of blind effect, and then just have massive evasion. It would work. It would work. Let's see. How do I want to come across here? Do I want to come across here? Do I want to deal with this? My block chance is 88%. I blocked recently. Yes, I have. So maybe I come over here. Yeah, chance to bleed is not really useful. Because I think puncture just inflicts bleeding, right? Yeah. So I guess I want to come down here at least to get this. I can come this way. Get some Fizz multi. Critical strike chance against bleeding enemies. And crit multi per endurance charge, I guess? Sure. Golem's blood. I guess for that to make sense. Where did I take that? Oh, over here. For that to make sense, I would need endurance charges. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and reserve life. Or improve my reserved life, I should say. Alright, take this juicy ass wheel over here. Hell yeah. And strike skills. let's do that. One additional enemy. How much life do I have? 105? That is not nearly enough. Do I want to come all the way up there? Probably not. Maybe I go here. Oh, because I need to get more fizz damage anyway. Yeah, why don't we do that? That'll give me some suppression. Okay. More fizz attack damage. How much life do I have? 125. That's still trash. $109, and I don't have enough points to do my the cluster jewels. Bummer. Huh. Wow, this is hard. Crit chance with swords, crit multi. Wow, it's nuts that my critical strike chance is still so good. Oh yeah, because it's all generic stuff, that's right. It's just all dual wielding that I have over here. This is the only actual sword thing that I had. Here, let's make some swords real quick. Yeah, one-hit sword. Got it. I guess I want a thrusting sword, right? So then how do I get... Bummer. How do I get the, Perfect Agony? Maybe I don't even want that, though. %20 chance to maim on hit. Yeah, these things all have awful crit rates. What are they here? I don't remember. Vol Rapier? Maybe Vol Rapier's my friend. Where's there it is. Silly hybrid hiding from me. Crit strike chance, yep. Okay. Not usable with this skill, what? Oh, it's of course. So I can't even get an idea. I can't use that with double strike. Fuck. Oh, wait, it's because I have that on. Okay. Sadism? Nah. I think the only use I've seen for sadism is the Viper Strike of the Mamba alt gym thing, where you can only ever have one poison, so it has to wear off before you attack again. In that case, sadism is amazing, but generally speaking, it's trash. Hey dude, what's up, Vaughn? How are you? You have terrible timing, because I'm actually about to get off for the night. Will that solve my mana problems? No, sure won't. How are you, man? You ready for League Start? Are you gonna play? Yeah, I know, you haven't played for a while. You're like the 2-button build king. Year and a half. That's a long time. I would be going through withdrawal. Okay, so maybe we cancel that. and just put a physical cluster jewel over there. Jewel, 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 jewel. Where are you? Cluster jewel. Create. And we want... what do we want? Battle hardened. Iron breaker. And... Force bolt, or furious assault, I guess. Sure. In you go. Blade blast, blade fall. Yeah, it's great. It is viable. Yeah, for sure. It's not like it used to be. You've got to kind of do some weird shenanigans to make it viable, but it'll work. All right, so I did that. Now what do I want to do? Do I want to put a fizz dot thing in there? Maybe. Yeah, I was actually considering doing a one-shot the Urs, Jesus. I was thinking of doing a an Archmage build, kind of like I did last season, but automate blade blast in Kitava's helmet. It looks like it'd work really well, actually. His damage over time. There we go. All right. What? I don't even know. I don't know anything about this. 6 fizz dot if you've spent life. No. Okay. Compound injury. Damage. Okay. 30% damage with bleeding against maimed enemies. That's pretty good. Hemorrhage. 10 dot multi from crits and 30% crit chance. Meh. Alright. You've dealt a crit recently. Rend. Whoa, okay. I'm not gonna poison or else that'd be really good. Vivid Hues. So life leech. And bleeding damage. Wound aggravation. Wow, that's good. Wound aggravation and... what was the other one? Hemorrhage? Yeah, there's another one that was really good too, though, right? So Rend. Yeah, bleeding duration's pretty good. I think Hemorrhage is the way to go, though. Yeah. So we'll put that there. Do I have enough room for 2? No, probably not. That is a hefty... that's a heaping helping of damage right there from 4 points. What am I looking at starting? Ah, tough call. So I think I'm gonna do... I think I'm pretty much down to 2 things. So I think I'm either gonna do a puncture, like crit bleed gladiator, which is what I'm working on right now, trying to figure this out. I think I like the other version better, which is this. Or I'm going to do a Leap Slam Ignite Chieftain. Yeah, I think I am going to do melee of some kind. So this is the other build that I had. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. This is with, you know, reasonable gear. Like, this is good. Each of these, this is probably maybe a Divine Claw. Doing some experimental shit. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do? I love experimental shit. I'm all about it. Welcome to stream, by the way. Thanks for dropping in. Warden support. Really? An ailment bot? Huh. Okay. I could see how that would work. So I think you're probably, like, are you mostly doing, like, the shock and freeze then, I assume? basically just gonna like spam the crap out of hits. Want to see the POB? Yeah, absolutely I do. Absolutely I do. Yeah, if you've got a friend who can use massive shocks. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Replica Wind Ripper, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can honestly say I've never seen this item before. Never paid attention to it. So the Frozen by you take 20% increased damage. That's pretty cool. Chilled up damage taken by increased by chill effect. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna work out pretty well, actually. What Vol skill are you using? Oh, all of the impurities. Ah. Oh, that's a cool character, man. I like it. I like your DPS 6200. Okay, I was gonna say, if you don't take these nodes, you're insane. Built for the last 2 mods? Yeah. Oops. Come on now. There we go. 15% duration of elemental ailments is really good for this build. What do you have here? Storm Shroud, yeah. That's a good way to avoid your ailments. I'll probably have to use that on my gladiator, actually, now that I think about it. At some point. That's expensive, though. Why am I insane? I don't... It's just there for the conversion? Oh, okay. I mean, that's pretty useful. Nice to have it, you know, just kind of like fizz conversion light. Or damage taken as light, rather. And proceed increased attribute requirements? That's awesome. Always free shotgun and Ike. Look at you. Oh, that's cool. What a great idea. I think the Warden's really neat. It's a very interesting class. People are going to come up with some seriously busted shit. And I am looking forward to it. They already got the taming nerfed. I think that was a fairly obvious oversight. Defiled forces give you permanent ailment uptime? Oh, where is that? Ah, yeah. Okay, because you're constantly cursing stuff. Fair enough. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking about this. Or... Oh, what the fuck? Really? Did they, like, just update Path of Building or something? Oh, I've already got it up. Yeah, that or this character. It's your biggest brain build you've cooked up in a long time. I mean, it looks like it's gonna work pretty well. If you got a teammate, you're all set. Ah, this is Elementalist. I don't want that. I want the Chieftain. So I think this is actually a pretty good all-around build. This is a Leap Slam Big Knight build. Believe it or not. You're playing in a trio. Oh yeah, well they'll freaking love you for that. So I cheated a little bit here, and I have 5 points, or 5 ascendancy nodes, but I feel like Ramako is gonna be pretty cheap to get. I don't, on Forbidden Flesh and Flame, I don't feel like that's much of a stretch. And then your build, nice. It's a PoE 3-way. But yeah, I was actually amazed at how much damage this does. This is such a silly ass build. But it's very slow. And I am a little worried that Moroi Urki is going to be real expensive. Because there are a lot of people doing melee. And like, you know, trying to do bleeds and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think this is a really good all-around build, just with lots of, like, defensive, you know, lots of resists and stuff, and some fizz to Ellie. Good regen. I really like ignites. I'm like totally obsessed with ignites and, you know, proliferation mechanics. Cyclone of Tumult, one with nothing. Oh, dude, so I think one with nothing is going to be crazy powerful this league because they haven't really adjusted all the flat damage. I think that's going to be really strong. Just casual 30 attacks per second. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. What is Cyclone of Tumult? I don't even know. Okay. 20% more attack speed per stage. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I can certainly see the appeal of that. Man. That's a great idea. That's a really good idea, actually. I assume that got buffed. Yeah, because I don't think Cyclone did. That had, like, low damage effectiveness previously, I think. As I recall. So stick stage, so you can have 120 more attack speed. 120% more attack speed. That's crazy. Yeah, I think one with nothing is going to be really good. It'll probably be very expensive to start with. Or, who knows, like, I haven't really heard anybody talking about it, so maybe everybody's sleeping on it. But, like, cold conversion? Cold conversion one with nothing is going to be super good. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that right now. I mean, like, Warden probably makes a lot of sense to do that with, right? What would be a quality dex stacker? Cyclone Glad one with nothing? What nodes did you take though? Like the retaliation ones? Block? Oh yeah, that's new. Never mind. That's new this league. Duh. So yeah, I guess elemental conversion Warden would be pretty badass with that, right? Oops. Blitz nodes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. The challenger charges. Oath of Spring. Alright. So the thing that I don't like about the Warden is tinctures. I just don't want to press buttons. I'm lazy as hell. Dex. Yeah, we'll take life. Okay, where am I gonna go? What's my pathing gonna be? So I'll try to use split personalities. So I'll probably have to come down this way, right? So pass through here. So we'll do one with nothing down here. One with nothing counts as dual wielding, right? It's, or hollow palm technique. Oath of Spring goes down to 25 max. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Warden is gonna be totally different. Totally different. I'm just gonna put that there. I don't think that's the best use of this socket, but whatever. So let's see. We'll do Cyclopean Coil, typical stacker stuff. Instrumentus. What would we use for helmet? Something with dex, I guess. Oh no, probably Fractal Thoughts, right? So crit multi and increased dex, yeah, for sure. We use Perfect Form. Wait, I thought Perfect Form had dex bonus. What am I thinking of then? Am I just like senile? That's entirely possible. But yeah, I bet you're right. I think Warden's gonna get overhauled. They're kind of pulling a Last Epoch right now, right? They're just like putting something fucking crazy out and seeing what people do with it. Like expecting someone to break it. Oh, and they will. They will. Snowblind Grace. That is not what I was thinking of. But that might be pretty cool. Okay, we'll slap it on just for shits and giggles. Why not? And what would... Oh yeah, the weapons aren't anything. You can't have gloves, right? I'm trying to remember this. It's been, like, literally years since I've used one with nothing. Unencumbered. Okay. Main hand, offhand, glove slots. Okay, cool. Got it. My life is sure. Cyclone of Tumult. I love it. Got us dual wielding while you're unencumbered. Cool. Just making sure. Oh, wait a second. Maybe I do this. Gotta weave around a little bit. Get down to this tree. Do that. Ooh, you know, those are, I think these are too good to pass up. Oh, this has got to be a frenzy stacker too, right? because that's just ridiculous. So do I want to end up there? Perhaps. Oh, it's not going to be a crit build though, right? Unless... Oh, but you have to give up Astromentus. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking I'd put Rigwald's on there. Okay, well that saves me this. Attack speed while dual wielding. Which one's dual wielding here? Cool. How to navigate this part. Maybe I don't. Let's take those. Leech is instant. This is gonna give a lot of life back. Oh, wait a second, but I want to come over here and get Charisma. So, I'll just be foolish and do that. Oh, but I can't make it up there all the way. So, 140 life. Spell suppression's probably good. This seems wasteful, all this stuff here. Maybe I won't do it that way. Do it like that. That's even worse, right? Did I make the problem worse? I think I did. How many more points do I need? Oops. Jewel, cluster jewel. Attack damage. Do I want attack damage? Probably want fizz damage, actually. Oh, so I realized I didn't convert any of my damage. Oh god, this is too much brain this late at night. I gotta go. You guys, thank you for hanging out. I will hopefully see you tomorrow, but we'll see. I will be not racing, but playing. So have a great day. Enjoy your league start, whatever you choose. It's gonna be awesome. All right, y'all. I'm Milkman Al. Take it easy. Have a great night.